Okay, guys, welcome back to my video. So as I've said, in this video, we are going to to create our we are going to create our code application. So the first thing we need to do is we are just create this Java class, and then we are just going to call it the code module class. Uh, so what we need is for our code we need uh, the author. We need the author of that code, so it should be a string, and the description of that code, the description of that code. So now what we need to do is we need to generate a constructor. So first we need to generate a constructor, and then we need an empty constructor. So Firebase needs an empty constructor. And then the next thing is we need getters and setters to set the values, and also when we use them when we are retrieving the values from the Firestore database. So now we have, think we have everything that we need here in our module class. So let's just close the module class, and then let's just focus on our main activity. So in the main activity, I've added this float action button. As you can see, this float action button. So the source code will be in my GitHub link. So let me just show you this. We have this float action button, this one, this float action button. So we want to create, let's say, the create code activity. Let's just call it an empty activity. Let's just call it create code activity. Right. So the next thing we need to do is we need to retrieve our float action button. It's I think it's FA exactly. So we need to create an on-click list, set on-click listener that listens to the activities when the button is clicked. Click listener. So what we want to do is we want to launch an intent to go to the create new code activity. We are in the main activity, and then we have our create code.class. So after that, we start the activity. We start the intent. I'm sorry. Right. So we start the intent. So in our create code activity, in here, I'm just going to create two edit texts in the button. So not to waste too much time, I'm just going to copy from our register activity. So I'm just going to copy this and paste it in our create code.xml file. We don't need this. I'm sorry, we need it. So I'm just going to change it to the author. To the author, and then I'm just going to change it this one to the description. should be author. Sorry, it must be below the author. And then we need to change this one, description. Description from password, we just need to write this description. And then we need to write this one as author. Below the description. Then we're just going to use it as save quote. Right, now that we have saved it as save quote, what else? Description. Okay. We just input type to text. Change the input type to text. So save quote button. Right, so now we go into our create quote, then we initialize our edit text. So the edit text, we have author, we have the description. So our author is going to be to find view by ID, dot ID dot author. Description. And then the save quote. Dot ID dot save quote button. We are going to create the on click listener for the save quote button. Right, now that we have created now that we have created it, now we need to save these to Firestore. So we are just going to create a method private void save code to Firestore. Okay, guys. So I've not added the dependency for the Firestore. So just go to Firebase and then go to Cloud Firestore. Just go to Firebase and then go to Cloud Firestore. Yeah, here. Just go to Cloud and then get started and then add Cloud Firestore. And then it's adding the dependency to our application. So now we need to go to the Cloud Firestore document to see how Cloud Firestore works. Right. Okay. Right. Here we are. So now what we are going to do is we are going to initialize Firestore. Firebase Firestore. This goes to Firestore. Base Firestore. We're going to say Firebase Firestore. This goes to Firebase Firestore. Get instance. So now what we are going to do is we are going to get what we are going to do now is we are going to set our string author string. So we are going to set this to the author dot, and then going to get the text, and then we are convert it to a string, and then same for the description. Uh, description string, this goes to description but to string also, right? And then we are going to what we are going to do now is we need to initialize our quote module class. Right. And then we need to create a new instance of this quote module class, right? So this is object-oriented programming. Okay, so what we need to do is quote module dot we need to set the author to the author string, and then we need to set also we set the description to the description string, right? Like this. So now we need to create Firebase Firestore dot collection. We are going to store it into a collection of quotes, right? Collection of quotes. So and then our document. So what we want our document or path, we want the document to be the user ID or the user ID of the person who created this, right? We want it to be the user ID. So to get the user ID is, since we already have a user or who logged into our application, what we are going to do is we are going to set the string to uh, Firebase auth dot get instance dot get current user get user ID, right? So here we are just going to and then we get the current user ID of this user. So and then we set it as the document, and then we use the and then we set it as a quote, as you can see, the quote module class, right? As you can see, like this. So we are going to save it like this. So what we are going is we have this class. We are going to set the author using the setters, these setters, the getters and setters, if you know object-oriented programming. Because we don't want to directly assign variables to fields, but we want to do this by encapsulating this. So we do this by setting the author and the description to the constructor of this quote module class, right? And then after that, we then create the quotes collection, and then the document we use the user ID of the current user, and then we set the quote module class which contains these values, the author string that we have retained from the user, right? These ones. So now let's run and see if the application works. So I'm just going to log in. Now that I've logged in, so the author, let's just say Elon Musk. Elon Musk. The description, if something. Okay, let's see if so we want to put a toast to see if the quote is saved. Firestore. So it was confusing because we did not call this method here. Save to Firestore. So I just want to change this one to the height to something like 100 dp. Okay, yeah. Then let's reload the application. Okay, let's save the code. Code saved to Firestore. Let's see. Do we have this code? Let's reload our application. Yeah, as you can see here, our code is saved to Firestore. As you can see, we have this collection, the codes collection. Our document is the user ID, and then we have Elon Musk here. But there's something wrong. There's something wrong with the description. I think I made a mistake somewhere. Let me check. It goes to description. Description. Okay, let's reload. Our code is saved to Firestore. So the value is Android X.compact. I think there's something wrong with the ID. Let me see what's wrong. Description. Description. Okay, let's run it and see. Okay, so our code is being saved. I don't know what's wrong with this error. So I'll take a look into it, and then in the next video, I'll show you what was the error. So let's try one more time. In this case, let's use Steve Jobs. Yeah, let's save the code. Okay, as you can see, okay. So since okay, so instead of using the user ID is the it's the is the document. Let's just use the document as motivational quotes. Motivational. Okay, so let's just use it as motivational. Okay, let's save it and see. Yeah, okay. We have now the motivational Steve Jobs. We can also try Bill Gates. Okay, okay, perfect. Okay, so thanks for watching, guys. So in the next video, I'm going to show you how to retrieve our codes from Firebase. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to click the like button and the subscribe button.